BlueSpecs beer reviews. So I'm gonna do one more little beer. This is my second beer review of the night, and it'll be my last. I had some snow crab legs with a Lucky Bucket beer earlier today, and that was quite fantastic. It's about 8 o'clock at night right now, and I have to work at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Should be a good day, but it just means I need to go to bed pretty soon right now. So we're gonna finish the night off with this beer, which is Brickway Hef. This is an Omaha brewery. I live in Omaha. This is Omaha right here. I love Omaha. I love the beer. I love the city itself. The only other beer I've tried from Brickway is their Brickway IPL. And I want to try their stout, and I think they have an IPA that I would like to also try. But this is a raspberry hef. This isn't the... I thought this was the original hef, but this is the raspberry hef. So that's a little weird. I guess I'm a little bit disappointed now. All I saw when I picked this up on the shelf was hef, so I was like, oh, that should be good. So I guess this is Brickway Raspberry Hef, which is going to be interesting. So makes me think of something else. I have a Wasatch Raspberry Wheat in the fridge right now. This is a Hefeweizen, which is flavored with raspberry. I guess we'll see. I mean, flavored beers like this, which have a certain flavor to it, other than stuff that's in like a porter or a stout or any other kind of lager or ale, stuff like raspberry or some kind of fruit, that's normally it's kind of hit and miss for me. Some of them are terrible, some of them are just alright, some of them are actually kind of good. So, and like I expected, it has an odd little color to it. Makes me think of something that Shock Top or Kugels would do. I mean, they're kind of the king of this. Those two are kind of the king of this stuff. This kind of raspberry wheat and that kind of crap, This really isn't my thing. I kind of wanted it to be the original hef. Either way, the fingers are, or there are two and a half fingers of white, not too, kind of spongy head, and it has like a weird red tinge to it. The body is it's just opaque, through and through, opaque. When I put in the light, my little lamp over here, I can't see nothing. The body, however, I can sort of see some floating particulate matter up in here, and it's like a reddish. It's like a reddish orange color. It's a little weird. Let's go ahead and give this thing a smell, if possible. I'm not getting any. I haven't put my nose up to the beer yet. As of right now, I have not. I've gotten no bouquet in the air of any sorts. Okay, that smell to me is not pleasing. It smells like a very light, mild, diluted fruitiness to me. A light smell of white bread, and just a very diluted, fruity, almost fake kind of fruitiness. But the IPL, which was the first beer that I tried from Brickway, was pretty good. So I guess if I don't like this, as far as I know, that's because of my bias against some flavored beers. So let's go ahead and give this a try. This has no rating on Beer Advocate. It's 5% alcohol by volume. And goddamn, it's light. That's one thing I can say. I don't hate it as much as I thought I was going to hate it. It's kind of pleasant, actually. It's very light, which I kind of would have wanted something a little bit more than that. But I mean, typically I want something more than a light, mild sort of thing. But this is very pleasing, very pleasing. There's no, kind of like when you drink a stout, and you can tell that's a strong flavor of coffee or chocolate or vanilla or whatever, oatmeal, whatever is in that stout. There's a strong flavor of that. This isn't like that. It's sort of like mild, chill out, like brief flavors, but it's very pleasant all the same. There is a slight raspberry flavor. Slight. And that's probably what is making me not hate it. The raspberry flavor being that it's very mild is probably the reason why it's pleasant to me, because if it was really strong, I probably would be like, this is gross. Kind of like the raspberry wheat from Leinenkugel's. Maybe it's the raspberry ginger. I haven't had any Leinenkugel's in a long time, so I don't remember. Overall, there's just two things: the raspberry and the white bread. Very, very mild, very diluted, but all the same, it's a very pleasant, drinkable beer. It's just really nice. Mouthfeel is dry, light, just light as a freaking feather. This is gonna get a B from me. It's pretty good. Probably maybe even a B plus, because it just is very, this is probably the only beer that I've liked that has a raspberry flavor in it, just because it's just so pleasant and it has a raspberry flavor in it, which is a pleasant raspberry flavor. It's so drinkable, I can just sort of drink it down. Yeah. That, my friends, is a B plus for me, and I thought I would be giving it like a C or a D here today, but if you are around here in Nebraska and you see this and you hate flavored beers, this might be one for you to try, because I normally don't like them, but this is pretty good. Thank you for watching this video production.